say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love it.
And hello, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. And today, people, we are taking on the Rancor and we are going to solo it. And I'm going to show you how to do it with just four characters. Possibly 3 are only needed, but we're doing 4 just in case. And I'll walk you through those characters in a moment. Now, as you can see here, I'm getting ready to take on the Rancor itself. We are getting close to time to attack. And I'm going to show you what the team I'm going to use. As you can see here, I'm using a wedge lead with CLS. My CLS is a little under geared, and he's about gear 9. But I'm also going to run with him Wiggs and Jyn. Now let's look at the leadership under wedge. We got basically, as you can see, they have a lot of offense, 30 plus offense to recover health too. The offense is key, just basically to get through the Rancor as fast as you can. Now I'm only bringing 4. Now usually with this team you bring about 3, and that's only wedge, CLS, and Wiggs. And basically what I have decided to do is to bring Jyn also, because she removes turn meter as well. Her and CLS are the 2 main keys of the raid, because they are removing turn meter from the piggies and from the Rancor. Now, as I said, this is usually a 3-man battle with CLS, wedge, and Wiggs. But now we're using 4 because my CLS is a little under geared, only gear 9, and I need a little help with removing turn meter. And Jyn is basically there as a just in case. Basically, when I need her to use her special ability that removes the turn meter, she will do it. Hopefully she will do it, and we should have no problems taking on these little bastards right here. Okay, now let me walk you through why this team works. Basically, CLS is, as I said, the main guy for removing turn meter. Now, Wiggs and wedge are there to do damage, but also the key, as you will see in the video, is Wiggs is going to use his special, which calls wedge and calls a rebel. Now, usually without Jyn, that automatically would be CLS, and CLS removes turn meter on his basic and on his second special. Right there, as you can see right there, we had that where Wiggs shot him, wedge shot him, followed by CLS to remove turn meter. Now, so you don't need Jyn for this to work. What you need is basically, I would suggest at least everybody around gear 11 for CLS, wedge, and Wiggs should all be around gear 11 and should have some decent speed on them so they can go a lot, and hopefully CLS can remove a lot of turn meter. Now, you still may want to bring somebody like Jyn or a Biston, somebody who can remove some turn meter just in case, especially if you're going to auto the battle, which you can do. Now, it does get dicey in stage 4, but you can auto the battle a lot, and I did a lot during stage 2 and stage 3, as you will see in the video. Now, it's good to have someone like Jyn, because Jyn, definitely for me, came up huge a number of times where she took away a large amount of turn meter from either the piggy or the Rancor itself. Now, the reason for that is because sometimes you just fail, like it doesn't work. It gets resisted. The turn meter removal gets resisted on either Luke's basic or his special. It can get resisted. However, as I said, if he's higher geared and faster, you don't have to worry about that so much. But it's still good to have someone like Jyn as a backup. Now, one thing you could do instead of Jyn is to bring someone else who removed turn meter on their basic, whether it's someone like Rex or Qui-Gon Jinn. That would be helpful with this team too. But I do know that it definitely does work with just a 3-man. The question is, does it work on auto with the 3-man? And I would say it might be a little risky at some parts, because basically you're relying on one person only to remove turn meter, although he is going a lot and will be called in a lot for under Biggs' assist. Now, if you have Jyn in there, someone who can remove a whole lot of turn meter and is fast and goes a lot and has a small or short amount of cooldowns, it is definitely helpful, and you should be able to auto it, especially if all your characters are geared to the T. Now, during this raid and during this video, as you will see, I did not really run into any trouble at all. I think I've maybe got hit a total of 2 or 3 times, and for large parts of phase 2 and phase 3 and even some part of phase 4, I did put it on auto. It got a little dicey on phase 4, which I thought it would be. I thought that would definitely happen, because if you do get hit, and basically with Luke being only gear 9, he could die pretty quickly. And I did get hit once, it was a little scary, but for the most part, I had no problems with it. Jyn definitely came up huge a number of times, removing a large amount of turn meter. But, of course, CLS was the main guy for removing turn meter. He went a lot, and removing on basic, on his special, and, yeah, kicked some butt. Alright, pretty much I'm going to let this video play out, and you can see how it works. It is a longer video because, one, my CLS is gear 9, it's not doing a ton of damage, and Jyn doesn't do that much damage either. I think she's only gear 9 as well. So it's basically 2 decent characters at gear 11 and then a couple gear 9 characters, so your damage output is not that great. If you have some gear 12 characters, it should go a lot faster. But I will let the video play out and you can see what happens. I hope you enjoy it. As always, comment, like, subscribe. It's a big help for me. And I look forward to talking to you guys next time. And look forward to making more Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos. Alright, people. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love it.
I will not die in the video. I will run like a pansy.